Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a train station. Not only will I show you how to make the platform, but I will also show you how to make the train itself. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Watch until the very end of the video to see where we place the train station in the city. This is the amount of space required to make the train station. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Begin by placing a row of 23 light grey concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We then want to extend backwards by placing 2 stone stairs, 1, 2, 5 more light grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then extend the light grey concrete all the way across and back to where we first started. Then, once we have lined up with where we started, begin extending back by placing 1, 2, 3, 4 light grey concrete and then connect together by placing 2 stone stairs. Next, fill the platform in by adding a row of yellow concrete powder inside of the top of the rectangular shape that we have made, and then fill the remaining part of the platform in using light grey concrete. Next, add iron bars onto the left side of the platform, the back of the platform, and the right side of the platform, leaving the front open. We next want to add a support structure for the canopy above the platform. This is placed directly in the middle of the platform, and the way that we find it is by coming to these 2 iron bars, leaving a gap of 2, so 1, 2, and then here we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta, like so. We then want to leave a gap of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on the next blocks, 1, 2, 3. And then one more time, a gap of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then right here, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. On the inside of these pillars, we want to place a bunch of self-service ticket machines. This is made by placing 2 blue concrete on top of each other. To the right of the bottom blue concrete, a dispenser with a quartz stair on top, a 1x1 painting in front of the stair. Inside of the dispenser, we will place a paper. Left of this, a stone button in front of the bottom blue concrete, item frame in front of the top, and a glass pane in front of that. This we want to repeat along the insides of all of these pillars. I will say that the paper part isn't that important, but do feel free to stock all of these up with paper if you do so choose. Next, we want to add 2 benches to our platform. The first bench is placed in between the empty space, in between these machines, but also just set 1 row backwards. So we'll place 1, 2, 3 spruce stair here. You can see that we aren't in the way between the machines. We're just set back, but we are also in the middle, and then spruce trapdoors either side of the bench. And we will do the same here as well. 1, 2, 3 with the spruce trapdoor flipped up either side. The end result will look like this. Next, we want to place a row of smooth quartz slab that sits on top of our pillars and extends from one length of the platform to the other, just like so. Then, further extend these slabs outwards 1, 2 rows on the left side and 1, 2 rows on the right side. Then simply add an additional layer of smooth quartz slabs hanging off of the front here and also the back. This is the platform complete. And what sort of train station would this be if we didn't have a train? Let's begin by making some tracks. This is really simple. Leave a gap of 1 from the edge of the platform and place a row of oak planks that equals the length of the platform. Leave a gap of 2 and then place an additional row of oak planks. Next, we will add smooth stone slabs to the outer part of the tracks. Simply leave a gap of 1 from the beginning and then between each other slab as we extend down the length of the rows. We will work on the inside of the tracks later. We will begin by building the train on the inner part of the tracks, and we want to place it on the 3rd oak plank. So 1, 2, 3, the 3rd oak plank extending in. Place 3 red concrete, 1, 2, 3, extending down the track with an oak door on top. Then 4 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4. Red concrete, oak door, red concrete, then 5 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to place a red concrete, oak door, red concrete. So we can now place red concrete extending up and around each door that we've placed. We then want to connect the red concrete across the top, front to back, like so. And then we simply want to create windows by taking the empty space above the cyan terracotta and placing a black glass, and then red concrete. Black glass, red concrete, black glass, move through here, glass, concrete, glass. Moving on to the back of the train, first of all, place 2 polished black stone slabs here. 1, 2. That will allow us to place a door on the right side, and then left of this, 2 cyan terracotta extending up, 1, 2 next to the door, and then red concrete all the way around. We are then going to extend the polished black stone slabs outwards, add ladders to the left side of the door like this, and then polished black stone wall left and right of the ladders and the door. Now we are going to make the other half of the train, which is very similar to the first half but a bit different. Extend this red concrete to the left by 2, 1, 2, and then place 5 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 red concrete, 1, 2, 3, 5 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 red concrete, 1, 2, 3. We now want to copy the red concrete portion of the opposite side of the train onto this side of the train. So first of all, extend up and all the way back. Then we want to copy the positioning of all of the red concrete that we have on the opposite side. So we will end up with this. What we are then able to do is simply add glass inside of all of the remaining empty space. Nice and simple. For the front of the train, we simply want to connect these two rows together left to right, extend out the two middle blocks to create the nose of the train, glow item frames either side like this. Next, add a red concrete here in this corner and here in this corner. Black glass on the outer parts of the red concretes extending forwards and curving around. And then we simply just want to cover up the empty space just above the cabin here by placing a layer of 2x2 glass, just like this. Then we are going to come inside of the train and place as little polished blackstone slab as possible, connecting both of the sides of the track together, like so. The reason that we want as little as possible is because I don't want to really see it underneath this portion of the train here. So I don't like how that looks versus this. But it's up to you. Do feel free to add it underneath the entire train. I don't think it's necessary. At the front of the train, we need to add some control. So a polished blackstone button on top of this red concrete and a sideways detector rail on top of this one. In front of this, a lever. And then we want to place a quartz stair in front of the polished blackstone button. Next, we are going to place polished blackstone slabs on top of the back pair of glass blocks here, and then extend these slabs all the way back, covering up the empty space just above the train. And we will even connect to the very back here as well. Wandering back into our train, we now have a better idea of what sort of space we're working with. So, first of all, we are going to place a cyan terracotta behind the seat with red concrete extending up and around like this, with an oak door sealing off the actual driver's cabin. We then want to leave a gap of one and then create another wall by placing a cyan terracotta here and red concrete wrapping around. So the reason that we're doing this is because every entrance onto the train, I just want it to be a little bit separate between the two carriages or cars or whatever the technical term for this is. So for instance, as we come down to the next door of the train, we can do the exact same thing. So a cyan terracotta here and here, red concrete wrapping up and around like this, keeps this part separate and this part separate from the rest of the train. And we will want to do the same thing at the end of the train as well, as this is where we would have another carriage point if we wanted one. Cyan terracotta, red concrete wrapping all the way around. Some really simple rules. And in each section of the train, we will simply place a quartz stair for a seat underneath the windows. So at the front here we only have room for two. This is the connecting part, so we're not going to have anything here, and then we will have a stair in front of each window in the back portion of the train as well. Now if you wanted to, you can add a door in between each carriage / car of the train, but I do think that this is very clunky. I would myself prefer just to leave it open. Last bit of detail, ladies and gentlemen, where possible, connect the smooth stone slabs that we have on the outer parts of the tracks in between and through the two rows of oak planks. So this will be possible just one row on the front, and it is not possible on the back. But if you wanted to extend the tracks out, of course, and just continue going, then you would want to do this more frequently. But for the purposes of this tutorial. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, we have fully completed our train and train station. The tutorial is over, but this video is not yet complete. We must now add our train and train station into Mini City. Honestly, guys, this one was a bit of a quandary, but I think that I've found a really good place for it. Opposite the modern suburbs, behind the street containing 7-Eleven and KFC, I think is a good place for the train station. I believe that at a later point in time, I may have to alter the structure of this area ever so slightly. Maybe add an entrance tunnel to the train station, or maybe just something else. But for now, I am going to place it here, and I'm going to consider what the future will hold for this area in particular. But I do like it being here, though. And that's it. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for more things to add to your Minecraft world, then look no further than the mini city playlist down below in the description. Almost 60 videos strong as of recording this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.